seemed to be some
the best of
conflicting
Draho's
reports.
memory, though, so don't hold us to that.
Let's see what else. We fought some stone giants and some basilisks, and
Basilisks or worse,
now we're in the scary death cave.
being very afraid of a particular statue and its shiny red eyes.
Only because we know it has evocation magic behind it.
What?
And I've never known of anything in the evocation school to not hurt you.
Okay. So,
Okay.
do we need a watch order?
Do you?
Uh,
Well, I'm asking you.
I did have a question. How
Well-
far up did we go from where the carts were? Like, how far away?
Several hours.
Okay. How many hours is several? Like 2, 3?
3, maybe 4.
Okay, never mind.
It's not worth trying to go back. Although I can
don't
fly
think
now.
I threw the rocks into the cart, which is in the cave.
No, because there's some stuff in the cart that I didn't think to bring with us that would have been super helpful. And I was like, well, I only need to sleep 4 hours for a full rest. Maybe I can skim down the mountain again and be back before things go wrong.
I mean,
But that's not going to happen.
Kimmel can triple dash. He'll be back in like an hour.
If you really want to go back, I can fly.
I just think we should probably grab a couple things out of the cart that might be useful in the dungeon because I didn't think to grab them out of the cart before coming up here.
Such as?
I mean, or you could just not be a coward.
It's not being a coward. It's that if I go there, you guys will be done with your long rest by the time I get to the carts. And then you'll have to chill for 4 hours for me to get back or go on without me.
No, I just meant not being a coward about going back to get the stuff we forgot.
Oh.
Or the DM in his wisdom could rule that we would have thought to bring that anyway, even though we didn't say it out loud.
Yeah, if our DM was cool.
Does anyone else hear crickets?
Do you
Our
notice,
DM was a good dude.
notice anything
I've
that's
never
not
been
there
accused
to
of
be
that.
noticed?
But yeah,
Well,
if someone
example
wants
of
to go back
things.
down, that's fine.
What,
I mean,
what are you
really-
trying to get?
Yeah. In particular, it's just there's a few small things like some ropes, grappling hooks, a ladder would probably be useful. We had we don't need a crowbar, but I'd at least want to bring some. Where is it? It's also in there.
Oh, that's more stuff than I can probably fly back. So
I mean, if we want to if we want to wait till we're rested and take about half of our daytime to go back down and get that stuff, we can.
It depends on whether you guys think. You know what? We've got someone with fly. We'll wing it.
I am personally of the opinion that it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, I just was trying to think of ways to save us time. It's okay.
We have things that can fill in for all of those items.
We can also improvise.
We have ropes and hand axes and spears. Like we can duplicate most of those items.
Okay.
Fair enough. Just I spent so much gold on it.
Well, maybe
There'll be another dungeon.
maybe you'll
Spent
remember
almost
next
a grand
time.
on supplies for that cart, and I left them all in the cart.
Do we have a way of signaling to?
Nope. Why would we? Why would we have any way of contacting each other when we're not together?
All right. So we're not going back because
No, we won't. I was hoping that maybe it was only like 1 or 2 hours and I could actually make the run while everyone's, not doing anything but resting. But
also seems like a terrible idea to send one person back.
It's not
You
so much
kidding me?
sending as them just taking off.
yeah, there would not be any heads up. Hey, I'm going back to the cart. He would just sit for 4 hours, then walk away.
All right. So watch order.
Out of pure paranoia, I'm going to do 1 hour's rest in between each watch for the full thing to get my 4 hours. because I don't trust anyone to keep watch except, well, no, wait, no. Only people that haven't betrayed my trust yet is the new guy and Nivara, and I don't fully trust the new guy. So during Nivara's shift, I'll get some rest.
I feel special. All right. I'll take first watch then.
And I'll watch him take watch.
Seems redundant, but sure.
I guess Navarre can go second.
And that leaves me for third.
There should be about an hour before, hour after, and 2 hours in the middle that I rest, I think.
Okay.
So Kibble can take a watch.
Also true.
Yeah, Kibble can.
And
So yeah, I
you know,
should be able to get a full 4 hours if I go during Kibble's watch and Nivara's watch.
initially I was thinking that the trance needed to be done all at the same time. But
Well, that's up to
technically,
you.
the rules as written don't say that.
Really?
Yep.
I've always just assumed you don't have to because it's just relaxing in a trance. It's not sleeping.
Yeah, basically, elves don't need to sleep. Instead, they meditate deeply, remaining semi-conscious for 4 hours a day. Trance, while meditating, you can dream after fashion. Such dreams are actually mental exercises that have become reflexive throughout the years of practice. Resting in this way, you gain the same benefit as a human does from 8 hours of sleep. It doesn't say it has to be consecutive.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
And they're
I'm
usually
good
very
with that.
careful about that in 5th edition.
They are.
So yeah, I'm going to do it during Nivara and Kibble's watch, get my 4 hours in, and stay awake for the other 2.
Okay. All right. So in that case, Ark being first watch, go ahead and make a perception check.
First roll of the night. Let's set the tone. It is not good.
All right. So an hour or so into your watch, you end up nodding off.
I'm a sleepy boy, apparently.
Oh, everything in me wants to put him in front of that dragon picture and pull the gems.
You certainly can if you want to.
He
I'm
can
not-
try. I don't think he has the strength to move me.
I'm not that big a jerk. Okay, since do I notice he's sleeping on the watch again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get up, walk over to him, and let's see, what should I do to him this time? I've got a habit of punishing people for sleeping on watch. I've got
to
ink.
get ye old magic Sharpie.
I've got ink though. I do have ink and a quill. I'm going to draw a really cartoony twirling mustache on his face, right above his lip, and then I'm going to give him the little goatee, and then I'm going to write across the top of his head, in Elvish, so not a lot of people can understand in this party, something along the lines of "I fornicate with dead animals."
All right.
I love how you give the bear man who's covered in hair a mustache, like it's going to be noticeable.
Oh yeah, do you have a beard? I always thought your character was clean shaven.
It's like the closest icon we could agree upon for a but I'm covered in hair.
Oh, you're not clean shaven? Then that wouldn't work. Then okay, in that case, there's going to be a very large elf-shaped genitalia on your cheek. And
So-
I fornicate with
Sorry, you
dead
said
animals on your
you
forehead.
said elf-shaped genitalia?
Yes, that means it's very impressive in both size and length and girth.
What you mean
So
is that it's
this is
narrow
going
and
to be
it
a
looks up.
period and a statement.
Yeah, I'm just going to graffiti his face up real good with some black ink
Okay.
and write obscene things in Elvish on his face.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check for that. Ark, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception. Also, wouldn't that be more of a sleight of hand?
Yeah, that would be more appropriate. Let's go with that.
So what am I doing?
Sleight of hand.
Okay,
my
I think
passive
that's
perception-
actually better, so.
My passive perception is 14.
Okay.
Woo, 16, baby.
All right, you get her done.
Yeah. How many languages do I speak that I can put on his face? That's an important thing. I speak. Oh man, this character sheet on the thing doesn't like to save what you write on it. Yeah, let's also put some stuff in Sylvan and Draconic as well.
Okay. For each one, go ahead and roll that sleight of hand.
Okay, well, we started with Sylvan, let's say, because it's the most exotic. Sleight of hand for Draconic. 11.
That
All
one I
right.
noticed.
Yep. So you wake up about halfway through that second script.
Hey, Draho. What's with the quill?
I am going to real quick stab you in the forehead to put a period, and then say, back on watch, idiot, and go back to where I was and continue what I was doing. Hopefully he doesn't notice that I actually wrote on him and he thinks I just stabbed him with a pen.
I mean, I consider it a weird choice, but...
All right. So the remainder of your watch goes by uneventfully.
I'll just actually, like, slap myself a bit awake.
Okay.
Didn't eat for a
Draho
while.
takes his hour between yourself and Navarra. Navarra, go ahead and roll your perception check.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and give myself guidance on this one,
Okay.
just in case.
Please tell me you don't fall asleep, because I don't have the ability to stay awake for everyone's watch.
All right. With the 17, you are just fine. You stay awake through your shift. You don't hear a whole lot. Passes through without a problem. Draho takes his next shift. Draho, on this shift, go ahead and give me your perception check.
Yes. My perception would be... $20.
All right. With that, at this hour, you're able to hear a slight snuffling sound coming from further within, behind the doors further within.
Can I peek and see with my amazing elf eyes? Or however they say it in the Lord of the Rings?
Those
My
doors are
sexy elf
currently
eyes?
shut and barred. No additional cracks through them.
Oh, I can't see through a crack. Okay. Oh! Is there a crack under the door that I can slide something?
Not with dwarven make, no.
So there's no crevice where I could put a shiny object and look at it,
Correct.
like a knife.
Yeah, it's a very muffled snuffling.
Okay, well, I'm gonna draw my bow, arrow in the teeth, arrow against knocked on the bow, and just continue my shift watching the door and paying super close attention to whether something happens.
All right. After about 5 minutes, the snuffling stops, and the rest of your shift goes uneventfully.
I will also tell the next person on shift what happened and to be aware of it.
Okay. That'll bring us to Kai.
Right. I suppose you want me to, like, do a thing.
Yep, perception. No bonus on that skill?
Nope.
All right. You make it most of the way through your shift, but towards just the very end, you start to feel drowsy. But you end up keeping yourself awake just enough.
You better, because if I see you fall asleep, you're getting it next.
Post that, effectively, Kibble goes for his little shift
I trust Kibble implicitly.
with a natural 20. So Kibble stays awake. He seems to be just kind of marching back and forth, but every now and again he kind of eyes those ruby eyes of the dragon. Does not give in to said temptation.
It's a kobold grebe.
Yeah.
Abu, no!
And then wakes you all up with some morning breakfast.
Yeah, that's why he takes last shift.
It's a kind of colder option since there's no ventilation in this room and he doesn't have the option to cook. But he has things kind of chopped out, cut up, nicely placed out for you. Fruits, vegetables, stuff that he thinks would go bad if we allow it to stay much longer.
Fair enough. That is perfect. I'm so glad I put him through butler school.
All right. Anything that you guys want to do during breakfast, or are you continuing through the door?
I'm going to check the blank book just real quick to see if it has any mention of what's ahead.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
Alrighty. I'm gonna use Dark One's luck on that.
Okay.
So 16.
That's better. You're not able to find too much, but a small portion of it does reference this area as the Halls of the Dead.
All right, Halls of the Dead. That's cheery.
Does anyone have a magic reforged sword? No one? Okay, cool.
Fine reforged.
It's a Lord of the Rings reference. Move on.
Okay. Nerd.
Thank you.
I do actually want to see about trying to get those gemstones out safely before we move on. Not for the gemstones, but because I'd rather not wander into that trap if we have to make a quick getaway. I'd rather it not trigger on our escape.
Sure.
Because running down a hallway screaming for our lives, somebody's going to stop to think, hey, let's take these with us while we go.
No, but we might accidentally, touch it.
Or trigger it in some way, and then we get blasted right at the exit. That would suck.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to at least investigate them further.
Okay.
But maybe not with everyone in the room.
How are you going to go about it? And where are people going?
We can go back out the way we came in while he's doing his thing, and I'll hold up my shield.
Okay.
Not that mechanically that'll make a difference, but, thematically.
Mm-hmm.
Kibble is pretty good with his hands, right?
Oh, definitely.
I'm going to see if Kibble is up to seeing if he can figure out a way to disable whatever's behind the eyes. Because he's got some magical training. I made sure he knew what he needed to know. To Butler.
I will give Kibble guidance then.
Okay.
If he's gonna.
I will give Kibble moral support.
So him investigating a little further. I think it's magic. If I pull it, it's going to do what it's going to do. Unless we can stop the magic.
I mean, I can dispel magic, but I don't think it's necessarily worth wasting a spell slot.
Yeah, and dispel magic is call it ritual.
So I think the whole point of this is to tempt you into taking it, and then it kills you.
Okay, so I guess nothing will happen unless it goes, we'll just have to try not to pull them when we come back through. In hindsight, probably better to leave as many traps active as we can.
So we can use them to our advantage.
Since we're going to get there and find out that nothing happened and everything's normal and then leave.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's just remember if when we find traps that we don't set off, let's mark them.
Oh, there you go. I got chalk. We'll mark them.
Yeah. So something.
So we're going to leave the traps intact, but let everybody behind us know that the traps are there.
Yes, and also if we have to run away from something, those traps...
Actually, that's a very good point. Well, we can erase it on our way back through.
But what about people coming up behind us?
Well, if they're coming up behind us, I mean,
presumably
they'll trigger
if
the
they've
trap
got
or they won't.
Traps already, they know about them. The point is that we remember where they are, so if we're being pursued, we can use them to our advantage, maybe.
I mean, I feel like you're overanalyzing this, but if you want to mark them, go ahead.
You know what? We're not going to put anything fancy. We're just going to put a tiny little check mark near each trap on the wall with my chalk. Nobody will think anything of it. Because it's not going to look like an actual check mark. It's just like a little mark, like a little scribble,
Sounds good. You put your little scribble on there.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for scribble.
I was going to say, what we really should do to be in true Draho character is just that he draws his house crest right next to it.
Yeah, no.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Make it a spider, have it be on brand. Anyway, so if we're just nothing else but that trap, which we are now acutely aware of, I will go up to the door exit thingy on the far side that we haven't gone through yet, and anyone who wants to get behind me can in whatever order they decide.
Okay. So that door is a large double door made of oak and is banded with rusted iron. It does have two large, like, wooden panels set in, holding it in place.
Beams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm sure I can lift those.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll try to do it as quietly as I can, but if you know, the important thing is I move them out of the way.
All right. Go ahead and do a strength athletics.
Okay. Let me just check one thing very quickly before I do that. I have advantage on lifting things. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm not raging. Okay, so that is, checking my skills, that is a 21.
All right. You're able to get that first one off there and set it down very nicely, quietly. Doesn't make very much more than a small thud.
Second one, 12.
That one makes a bit louder of a Cthulhu.
It's a little higher. It's weird to balance.
Yep. But you get them both down, and the doors are available to you.
Okay. Well, after that second thud, I'm going to kind of like grab my hammer.
Okay.
Slowly push open the door enough that I can see through it.
All right. With the doors finally open, you stare into a large semi-octagonal room with high arched ceilings, on which are murals painted of dwarven gods and lesser angelic creatures laying waste to hordes of dark forces. Several bookshelves line the walls, filled with various knickknacks and other tomes. There's a large walnut desk that rests in the center of the room and spans about 10 by 5. A large, plush, high-backed green silk chair sits near the desk, and a molding green carpet sits in front of the desk. A smell of rotten mold wafts through the room. You can see across the room there are doors similar to the ones that you just went through, but with a trio of heavy metal bars instead, blocking their passage.
Okay.
Is this the door we heard the snuffling come from?
The one that you just opened is.
Yes.
So just so I'm clear, was it rot, space, and mold, or rotten mold?
Rot and mold.
Okay. So it smells like something died in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of signal like under guard. I don't know how to do that with hands. So I'll just
Rocco is gonna try and figure out what you're telling him.
I'm gonna just whisper it.
You don't want to leave it up to the dice to determine whether Draho yells at you right now?
I mean, Draho's going to yell at me probably anyway.
Draho's going to Draho.
Well, if you give the hand signals, he will have to analyze what you're trying to tell him. And it's up to the dice.
I will get myself, at some point in real life, I will get myself a book of hand signals, and I will work them out. Anyway, so I'm going to go in with my hammer ready and just survey the room around me, see if there's more that I can see.
Okay. Let's see.
So the map's on Twitch, but not on...
Yep, it's oddly giving me different lengths.
That's what she said.
Yeah. That's better. There we go. Okay, so we will go ahead and share that sheet.
Okay. Got the question mark in a box version.
I am going to go straight to the question mark.
Oh, hey. The fact that their statues are interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, as you make your first entry in the room, the desk in the middle suddenly flies across the room, tumbling as it goes. Its cause is immediately known as several skeletal figures covered in dust and cobwebs, and the bronzed attire of ancient dwarven knights swiftly move to a stand in your direction. Their skulls have dull, pulsing blue glyphs scrawled across them in intricate patterns. With hate-filled red eyes radiating, they begin stumbling their way towards you. A sword clutched in the hand of the first, and a metal staff on the hand of the second.
I think the staff one is probably going to be our bigger problem. Are you giving us a moment to do a thing before we start combat?
Sure.
I will immediately focus on my little silver medallion coinamajig and use it to cast protection from good and evil, specifically regarding undead, upon myself.
Okay. Any other pre-combat notes people want to do?
I don't have anything.
So is this like a surprise round where we get an action, or is this like
A basic non-attack action. Like, you're seeing the desk flying, this is something you're doing quickly.
so casting a spell?
Yep, that would work.
Ooh. I will cast Searing Smite.
Okay. All right. With that, everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Initiative. Okay. Ark's got a 13.
Oh, methinks I go last.
Initiative. Ah, there it is. Come on, 20. Did it work?
It did not.
Such a narrow gap that you got to throw it in.
The easier option with that is with your PC sheet open, just double click on that little die next to the initiative slot. That'll automatically roll it for you.
That'll be easier. Well, anyways, I got a 19, so close enough.
All right. So that'll actually put you first in combat. Draho, you're up.
Okay. Now let me rotate. 2 whites. I think it's a very complex system we have here. I have many options at my disposal. I think I'm going to shoot at it with my magic bow twice and do it as a sharp shot.
Sounds good. Which one are you firing at? The one on the right?
I marked it, yeah. I marked white 1 with my little Kadoodan.
See, not only is that you describing what Draho would do, I feel that's the way Draho would describe it.
Yeah.
Which one is which as far as sword versus staff?
Sword is white 1.
Okay.
Not the best first round there.
Yep, 2 shots go flying off.
Yeah. I am going to I'm not wasting my action surge yet. I'll just accept that I'm not very good.
Okay.
And proceed to hide behind Kaizen.
Oh, you don't want to hide behind the warlock?
I can't unless I step out of the doorway, and that would just be obviously cowardly.
You can't make it obvious.
All right. That'll move us to some things you guys are unable to see currently.
Well, they shouldn't be.
Oh, no.
So, these wraiths on the side float in from next to the bookshelves.
I'm glad I chose to do what I did with my surprise round.
And move in towards you guys. And then each take a dodge action.
Oh, clever dicks.
That'll bring us to Navara.
Really? Was it with a 3?
That is odd. That should not have done that. Weird. Okay, so no, that would bring us to Ark.
Okay.
Reset this real quick.
So glad Draho made the most out of first attack.
They are sufficiently warned, yes. Okay, so first, Ark would like to rage.
Okay.
And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, because I'm a fast barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And because he decided to get all turtly, I am definitely making this first set of stuff reckless. Oh god, this is not going well at all so far. So that is a let me just, because you think I'd know my numbers by now. 15 to hit. I'm guessing that's miss.
That is on the Wraith.
Wraith number 1, yes.
That will hit.
Yay! And this is, of course, with my magical maul. Why would it not be? All right. That is 8 damage, but it's magical. So.
Yep. Alrighty.
And then second recklessness. That is a 19, so that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be 15 damage.
Okay.
And that would be my action economy.
All right. 23 to it. Not bad. Seems to kind of phase through it lightly.
Even though it's magical?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It's not silver. Damn.
Well, even with it being magical, it does the same sort of thing as silver.
Oh, okay. Yay.
Yep. They're just semi-non-corporeal.
It's the Atkins diet, really.
Yeah. All right. That'll bring us to Kittle.
Yeah. Kibble's about to unload furious kobold furies
That he will.
of a furious
Which isn't
nature.
quite as good as Goblin Fury. Oh, he's getting in close. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Gives him multiple attacks.
Small.
Because he does have a silver thingy.
He does.
Yeah.
They're, for some reason, not showing up. There they are.
Investments. Yay.
All right. First is a hit. Let's see if it's a crit. It is a crit.
I helped.
Yeah, I like that.
Very nice. And then second offhand, short sword. It's also a hit. He's doing wonderfully tonight.
Was that also with advantage because I'm engaged?
Yep, sure was.
Okay.
All right. So Kibble comes in, stab, does a hefty bit of damage. That'll bring us to Kai.
Yay. Kai, is your mic on?
It is. They're all just so far away. Okay.
Well, because you have a reach weapon, you could make it to Wraith 2 and still hit him. You'd be, you'd have a space between you and him, but you'd be able to reach him.
That is true.
I will unload on Wraith 2.
Okay.
It is on like Kong.
Of a donkey persuasion.
And you do have your smite prepped, so.
I'm thoroughly aware.
Yeah.
Though the attack is at disadvantage since they dodged. Which is a shame, because that would have been a pretty crit.
I'm guessing an 11 does not hit.
Let's see. On Wraith 2, it does not, just shy.
Oh, that makes me slightly less concerned.
Wraiths don't have the greatest of AC.
Because they just float there.
Yep.
Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Okay. Huzzah. Whoa.
It takes 20 points of damage 9 of which is slashing, and 5 of which is all fire, and it's on fire now. BT
Okay.
dubs.
And your glaive is a +1, correct?
It is indeed.
Okay. All right. Anything else? There's that pommel strike. That will hit.
So we do that.
Number 6.
I'm having flashbacks.
That.
17. Nice. So that wraith, as it's hit multiple times, just kind of sparks with divine energy. You see a goodly chunk kind of blown out of the middle of it.
Don't you get an extra D8 because it's undead?
Oh wait,
You do.
you're right.
And are they vulnerable to radiant damage?
Let's double check.
Unless they've added it, I don't believe so.
Nope, just damage resistances and immunities.
It's so tiny.
And another D8 for your original hit, too. All right, so another 10.
Yay.
Very nice. All right.
Well, it looks like you
That
did
should
as
be
much
full action
damage as
economy.
the other two.
Correct.
Good.
I'll take that as a yes. That'll bring us to Nivara.
All right.
The end is nigh.
Looks like they have the wraiths well in hand, so I'm going to go ahead and unleash an Eldritch Blast volley on White 2.
Okay.
Wow, we're just going to continue rolling very poorly on these.
Right?
To be fair, we haven't attacked the weights yet, so we don't know what their armor class is.
That is true.
I did, but my attack sucked, so.
Yeah.
That first one will hit.
All right.
It's okay. We're skirmishing.
Very nice. Okay.
Not going to go anywhere. We'll just stay where we are.
Okay.
You should really move in front of Drawho. Be the moral support.
Nope.
Levistus shall protect you.
Especially because I have Tomb of Levistus.
Okay.
Oh, you have ice shield. Nice.
Kibble and Ark give me Dex saving throws.
I have advantage.
Mhm.
Yay. I definitely needed it. Yay. That is going to be a 19.
All right, so you will both pass.
It didn't touch us.
Or it only did half damage.
Half damage.
No, like the touch thing is bad because it would lower my strength.
Yep. So you see the white reach the staff out towards you, and from it fires out a fireball. Hits just to the edge, which is probably why you both were able to dodge so easily. A total of 36 damage. Not
That's-
halved, so half that.
That's with a success?
Correct.
Jesus Christ. I told you the one with the staff was the bigger problem.
Now, mind you, that's not halved. That's total damage. So half that, and then with your rage, half that.
Oh, okay. So 36, which would bring it down to a 18,
Mm-hmm.
which would bring it down to a 9.
That's a piddly fireball.
Well, it didn't
Well,
really...
when it's doing quarter damage.
It did. I mean, it was a fine fireball. It just didn't account for me being awesome at not getting hurt.
Yep.
So-
You see it look at you, and then look at the staff, and then look at you, and just has this quizzical look on its face.
Steven, are you having the same sense of deja vu that I am?
Yeah, I say we destroy the caster before anything else.
Yeah, you guys handle that.
I will.
Yeah.
You just wait. My next roll is going to be a critical. I feel it.
Yeah.
All right. Sword White moves up. about there. And you see it point the sword at Draho. And
I look away.
Out arcs a black bolt of energy.
Oh,
It's a white, not a basilisk.
Yep.
panic response.
Which
The
goes
basilisk only turns you into a statue. This sounds like disintegration.
which goes careening off into the statue to your right. As it hits that statue, it does some damage, takes a couple chunks out, and then highlights it in kind of a black outline.
Oh.
That's like reverse fairy fire. I feel weird about that.
I don't like that.
I kind of don't want to find out what that is until we kill this thing and identify the weapon.
All right.
White fire?
That'll bring us back to Draho.
It clearly described it as black.
Mm-hmm. Think
You walked
negative
right
guiding
into that,
bolt.
you know it. You walked right into that, you know it.
I dislike. Okay, so, I mean, at this point, it's all about DPS, man. Screw accuracy. Sharpshoot him again.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, DPS only helps if you manage to hit.
So, don't pick that.
I say DPS is 0 if you don't
know
hit.
Screw that. I'm not using that thing anymore because I think it's rigged. This whole thing is rigged. This whole thing. It's action surge. We're doing this again.
All right.
Oop, doesn't matter. I was going to say I forgot to.
You must have gotten a little carpal tunnel after drawing on my face.
Oh, man, that flew way off the map.
There we go.
There's a hit.
There we go.
Finally, I hit it. So that's a D8 plus 15's 20 damage total.
There you go.
You know. And
Tangle him.
I was debating, but he's a caster. He don't really move.
I mean, he's a caster with a sword. That sword's probably going to.
No, I'm hitting the one with the staff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've also renamed them to make it a bit easier for you guys to tell.
So yeah, that would be the end of my turn then. However, I will. Can I possibly hide behind one of these statues? Is there enough room to squeeze my live, sexy little elf body in there?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll give you quarter cover.
Perfect. I'm a duck behind the statue.
Every little bit helps.
So what ends up happening is Draho fires 4 arrows, 3 of which end up in the green cushioned chair. The other one actually ends up in target. You see it take a chunk out of the shoulder.
Draho
and I'm going to yell, I'm ranging the target.
Draho is really upset that high back chair is not blue.
Right.
We'll fix that.
Race 1.
Remember, and keep in mind he is it's disadvantage. Oh, it gets Kibble.
Mm-hmm.
No, Kibble, no.
Quick check on what that does.
Is Kibble rogue enough to uncannily dodge?
Nope.
Nope, not quite.
He's only level 3, and only 2 of those are rogue.
Kibble, no.
All right. It reaches out, touches Kibble, and you see these kind of black veins transfer onto his face, and he just slumps and drops.
Oh. Hopefully he's revivifiable.
There's no one here to revivifying. Also, I think it's good. I think he's just dead, and it's going to be a wraith in a minute.
Man, if this is how Kibble dies.
I mean, he wasn't outright killed because it only exceeded by 5.
I think it's because the way the touch ability works. But we'll find out later in the combat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real upset if we just lost Kibble. I had him so well trained. I invested so much money in him.
Well, to be fair, it says unconscious, not dead in the little feedy thing, so
Yep. So Wraith 2 will scoot up next to Kai. Oh, will hit with a 21.
Back in.
Does about 26 points of damage. Kai, go ahead and give me a con save.
On save, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
With an 8. Yeah, that is a fail. So your hit point maximum currently is reduced by that 26 points.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to sleep that off.
And that'll bring us back to Ark.
Okay, seeing Kibble fall down, I'll just scream out even more angrily. And I'll go, someone get Kibble! And I will very recklessly attack. Because screw this guy. That's a 24 to hit. And that is, that is 13 damage. Swinging again. It's same to hit.
Okay.
That's 15 damage.
All right. That will exceed. Wraith 1 is going down. How's it happen?
I just intensely just staring him down, and it's not even like I'm taking time to swing. I'm just like,
Okay. It takes both of those hits and then dissipates.
At this point, if I was past the berserker, I'd be frenzied, but I'm not. So I have enough movement to engage Sword White and keep him from getting close to Kimbo. So that is my objective right
Okay.
now. Also, seeing what happened to Kibble, I will shift.
Good plan. All right. Anything else?
That is literally all I can do with my actions.
Okay. That will bring us to Kibble.
And freaking
Death save critical failure. All right.
No.
that's two.
That is.
Apparently, I should have taken Spare the Dying with my cantrips from other classes.
Oh, we have potions.
Noble GM, the Wraith needs to make a Constitution save at the end of its turn.
Okay.
Talk nice to him. He's killing Kibble.
Save of 16.
That will do it.
Okay. Does it take any damage additional with that? Or is it just
No,
save or none?
it's save or none, but every time he fails its save at the end of its turn, he's going to take a d6 fire damage for the next minute.
Well, and bonus, you're up.
Oh.
End him.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Good plan.
You, sir, have offended my sensibilities.
I love how polite you are about how you want to kill this thing. Again. There you go.
2.
There you go.
Yeah, both of those hit. One's crit. Very nice.
And I'll just get that out of the way. Actually, I don't have to do that one. Never mind. Let's do the damage on. Let's see. First glaive strike. Is 13. How do you roll critical damage in this beast?
Well, generally, if you once it does the crit, roll the damage because that'll automatically do it. Beyond that, just go ahead and roll the damage die, and you're good because that kills it. How's it happen?
Okay. So yeah. Start with the large overhanded down, and then I take the leg right out from under it as I turn to face the white.
Okay.
Which...
So, Grace, does it have legs?
Yes, they're just semi-non-corporeal.
They're floaty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So...
It has a leg if I say it has a leg, damn it.
Now,
Okay.
You still have your bonus action if you want to use your pommel strike against that other wraith, or the other white.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and move.
You can once again get within reach, but not within 5. But that's what I'm there for.
Actually, you can get right up in its face if you want to. You just...
I guess I counted from the wrong direction.
I just wouldn't suggest it.
And to be fair, in the shape that he's in, I'm the better be target right now. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have struck the dude.
All right, 7 points with the pommel. All right.
Not done.
Throwing a smite in. And undead, yeah. Yay! For the 14 radiant.
Looks like that extra one didn't tag in, so we'll add another 6 there. It's up to 21. Alrighty.
Nice.
And if I'm right, that should be full action economy, yes?
Everything but my reaction, yeah.
Okay. That'll bring us to Nivara.
All right, let's try this again.
There's a
There
hit.
we go. I'm just going to do this one at a time because I'm assuming that thing's close to being dead. I hope.
If you aim like that.
Attaboy!
Technically, girl, Navarra's female character.
There we go. Let's see,
Alrighty.
that's...
Yep, it'll edit it because we were all connected in. It is not looking good. Very large chunks of it seem to just be missing at this point. Having missed it off each time your force hit came in and hit it.
All right. I will go ahead and stay where I'm at then.
All right. And that'll bring it to its turn. Oh, let's see. Yep, centered right there. So Ark, Nivara, and Draho, go ahead and give me dex saves.
Oh. I'm under quarter cover if it matters.
Again, a 19.
14.
Saves.
Womp womp.
11.
All right, we were looking for a 13, so Draho and Nivara take full damage.
Oh.
Ouch, 33.
How about no? I'm going to Tomb of Levistus.
Okay.
That's a fireball?
Yep, sure is.
So that gives me 60 temp HP, which should soak that.
Okay.
Well, it takes double damage from fire.
Uh,
It'll soak most of it, though.
as he is summoning the magics for that fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Draho, look out! Reroll that.
Nice inspiration.
I was just about to say that was inspiration.
Wow!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a 1.
Oh. Hey, I forgot. I have my lucky coin today.
You do.
We're doing this
you all
again.
Do have inspiration
We were
again.
burning through everything immediately again.
Well, that's most of my health. Woo! Woo!
There we go.
Natural 20. Oh,
And
thank you,
balance
Lucky
is
Coin.
restored.
All right.
I know that doesn't really mean much, but at least I only take half that damage.
Yep, so only 16.
That's doable.
And let's see, for arc, that would be...
It's 8.
Okay.
That really singed my extra fur.
Did you take that off your temp HP, I'm assuming?
I did.
Okay.
Now white's
So
pissed me off.
I would end up with just 6, I believe.
Yeah, so we got 60, and then 33 doubled is
66.
66.
Yep, so leaving 6 over.
Which is much better than the alternative.
It is. All right. Sword White. You attacked recklessly, didn't you, Ark?
Yes, but I also have my coin up, so it's a straight roll.
Good plan. All right.
That's why I did it.
So it'll try the life drain first. Which would help if it was actually on you. There we go. It does hit with that. So a con save.
Oh, boy. I am going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, that is somewhat better. 13.
Okay. 13 makes it. So you're fine on that.
Yay.
Then it attacks with the sword. And misses. That'll bring us back to Draho.
All right. 2 shots on the staff wielder.
Okay.
I hate this fight.
So wait, just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It says it did 2 damage to me when I had 3 temp hit points left.
Probably was counting as full.
That's first one hits with 21, I
back to
assume,
an
so
8.
19 damage.
Not to a 1. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Is it
that
dead?
Exceeds. Yep, it is dead. How's it
Good,
happen?
then. I mean, it's my first shot, so I creep around the statue, aim up the shot, close my eyes, take a real deep breath, then open and let it off quick, right between the eyes.
Okay. As the arrow strikes, the head dissipates, and the remaining body kind of falls and dissipates into mist.
Just gotta recenter myself. It's just like quail hunting.
And would you like to take your second shot?
Yes, I would. Let
Okay.
me readjust my aim to be on that guy. Second shot. 12.
That will not hit.
Okay. Well, I mean, I tried. Oh, and then bonus action to second wind.
Okay.
That's a D10, correct?
Correct. Plus your fighter level.
So 6. Come on, 16. Ooh, so close. 14. So I have 2 health down.
Okay.
Okay, and after doing that, I'm a creep even further behind the statue.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No, that's my whole economy.
All right. That'll bring us to Ark.
This thing's still alive.
It is.
Yeah.
Gonna fix that.
Really hope Kibble makes his next save, because I'll get to him after this, but we got to focus damage right now.
Honestly, if I can keep this thing pinned, you all are fine. Okay, that's a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that is 12 damage.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Nice.
This fucker's going down.
Do it. Do it. Murder it dead.
If only I had rolled better. 11. 16 damage.
Okay. Close. Very close. Yep. There we go. So it takes both those hits, seems to dissipate chunks of it out of its kind of midsection torso, but is still standing.
I growl in frustration that it's still up.
Okay. That brings us to Kibble.
Save, baby, save.
That is a success. With a 10. So close.
It don't matter. A win's a win.
And that brings us to Kaizen.
It don't matter if it's by an inch or a mile.
This abomination still stands.
It does.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Thanks, Ralph.
Please do.
It's funny because I have a giant hammer. That makes me Felix.
That is a hit.
Nice.
And a kill. How's it happen?
Adequately.
Oh,
Apparently in slow motion.
it's a thrust on card.
Okay. So as your glaive goes in, it looks down, sees that, and then just kind of dissipates over your glaive.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you like apples? Oh, he just impaled you. How do you like them apples?
Well,
Hey, how many of these ghost things do we have to kill before our weapons become imbued with their spirit?
I suppose we'll find out.
That's not how this works.
You don't know that.
Okay. I'm standing guard while you go help Kibble, because if anything else comes out, I'm killing.
I am restoring Kibble by donating 10 hit points to his existence.
All right.
That's tax deductible hit points too.
Brings him back to 23, which is close to his current cap.
Good. I was gonna have him just heal himself if he didn't get enough back.
I was actually having to struggle with the possibility of having to feed him a superior healing potion. Like, I bought that for me, and for very good reason.
All right. What would you guys like to do?
I want to inspect that sword.
Okay.
That apparently out of which magical dark thingies that destroy statues came.
Are you gonna Conan the Barbarian, Kai?
The what now?
He just ran up and sat on the chair. I'm like, is he gonna do like the Conan the Barbarian and just lean back in it?
I mean, that depends. Did he take the arrows out of it first?
About a third of myself has been taken. I need to sit.
Oh.
That's fine. I'm in the best shape out of anyone in this room. Except, yeah.
Me.
No, actually, no. I'm in the best shape out of anyone. I still have 10 hit points.
Okay. What condition is the bookshelf in exactly?
Well, first, the sword. It looks like a mundane steel weapon.
So the magic was inside of him all along.
It was.
Okay. Seeing that, because I did not like that this thing hurt my friends, I'm just breaking that sword.
All right.
Whoa. We could use that.
How is that any better than what we already have?
I didn't say we could use it in battle. I said we could use it.
Okay, I'll break it at the hilt. You can use all the blade metal if you want, but this is a screw you for trying to kill my friend move.
But we already killed it and all of its associates.
You don't understand my culture. I'm checking out the staff now. Also, mundane staffaroo.
It is.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything fancy. What's it made out of?
Here, I'll throw it at you so you can find out.
Metal.
What kind of metal?
Just your standard steel.
We could use that too.
Okay. Then I'm going to go over and check on Kim.
Well, he's checking on Kibble. I'm checking out the bookcase and the desk.
And I'm joining Nivara in this pursuit.
Okay. So the bookshelves, as you kind of peruse through them, you see that due to water damage, almost all of the tomes are molded and they seem to break apart when they open. There is, however, one book amongst the shelves that has been what seems to be magically preserved. It's a black snakeskin bound spell book. Looking at it, let's go ahead and give you guys the treasure listed for this room so you can see things. Parcels. Office.
Ooh, what is it?
Party sheet. And doop, there it is. So if you go into the party sheet, which is going to be that little eye with the kind of 3 people icon in the upper right hand corner, you'll see some items within the parcel items on the right. The one that we're looking at specifically is...
What are we looking at?
Where is it? The black snakeskin spellbook.
Yeah, it's up there. It's alphabetized, so.
I don't see the list we're supposed to have.
The inventory tab.
That an invisible tab? Oh, there it is. I'm overlooking it. Right?
Okay.
No.
Now,
Yes.
off to the right of
I don't
each
know.
item, there's a little red dot. If you click on that, it'll pull that item's description up. And within it, you can see an additional little red dot, which has the item's image cover. So this is the picture that you see on the book.
Friendly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stuff that in my bags among the other books. I know I can't use it, but
Okay. So
I'm sure
from
we'll
the-
find
see this
something to do with it.
From the parcel screen, if you grab that little red dot next to the black snakeskin book and drag it into your inventory, it'll take it off there and put it into your inventory.
We're learning stuff, guys. You're watching us learn.
I still don't see this list you're speaking of.
If you are on the party sheet area, if you're on main where it's showing all the characters, on the far right, click on inventory.
Far right inventory.
Did you click the little eye with the 3 people at the top?
I did not. Oh, that's why. Okay. Inventory. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why is there hay and oats and? Oh no, that's our inventory. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's in the carts.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, part of it, like the hay and the oats and whatnot, are at your guys' base.
The warehouse.
We just don't have a
Yeah.
character sheet
We
set
actually
up for
do
it.
have we do have a stat sheet for the cart, which I think is amazing.
So, where do I see what we have? Is there nothing else in there for?
It's in the
Us?
that parcel section. But since Nivara pulled it out, it's now on her sheet.
Okay.
Additionally, kind of perusing through that spellbook, the first few pages relate notes speaking about the dead kings and bringing them into the master's dominion.
Well, now we know why it's the Halls of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Did we just kill some royalty, like for the second time though?
Finally, it does have a map of the local region with several X marks labeled onto it. That'll get to you guys through Discord post-game.
Okay. Anything in the desk?
In the desk, yes, there is a small pouch with 200 gold pieces that's been added to your parcel. Additionally, kind of on the bookshelves, most of the knickknacks tend to be like little wooden toys that have rotted over the years. So like the books, they crumble to touch, save for 2. There's a 5-pound carved stone squid statue. Intricate in its design, it displays a variety of interlocking lines around the tentacles. So detailed is this little statue, it almost makes you think that it might have once been alive. And then the second
That's creepy.
is a small wooden cigar box that holds 2 cigars.
Okay, that's the only thing worthwhile.
In this room, yes.
Is there cigars in the box?
There are 2 cigars.
Do they look like normal cigars?
For the most part, yes, but they do have a strange symbol on each one.
Can I identify the symbols?
Well, one looks kind of like a dissipating footprint, and the other one looks kind of like a fireball.
Okay. And I'm going to ask Kibble to detect magic while we've got time.
Okay.
I will carry him over to you.
He does so. He notes that the cigar box and both of the cigars are magical.
Okay. Can you tell what kind of magic on both of them?
Guessing evocation on at least one of them.
Yep. The one is evocation. The other one is the Misty Step spell.
Whoa.
And the box. And he reaches out to take it from you.
Yep.
Sits down, does a quick identify on it. That's different. So the box itself is a wondrous item, very rare. Once per 10 day, the owner of this ordinary-looking cigar box can place a spell scroll within it and activate its magic. This turns the scroll into a cigar that when someone uses an action to smoke it, is able to cast the spell without either verbal or somatic components being required. This also allows anyone to cast the spell without it being on their spell list. Lastly, when smoked, the user may option to upcast the spell at 1d2 levels higher. However, doing so causes the user to suffer the same resulting levels in exhaustion.
Definitely Cuban.
Okay. Does anyone here smoke?
I'll say that Arch Tribe does occasionally smoke herbs as part of their tribal rituals.
I'm just saying because I don't think we need to leave this in Draho's possession because I'm never going to
Also,
use them.
I just want to stop to appreciate that Fireball and Misty Step were the spells. Just, and now I'm 30 feet over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The real question is, do you have to finish the cigar to cast the spell? Because that's going to be a long cast time.
No, once it's lit and upon the first inhale and exhale. So effectively in action.
Okay, I feel as though, unless some dire circumstances require that we use these in combat soon, that we get some mundane cigars. So that way, when we cast the fireball and it catches an unattended item on fire, you just pull out a regular cigar and light it on there for badassery.
I thought you meant so we can just use one spell scroll, cast a spell with a cigar, and then pull out just a handful of cigars and scare the shit out of people from that point on.
I mean, we could do that, but it makes it more imposing if you light the things that the fireball lit on fire.
Oh.
It'll look amazing.
Okay, I think we'll just store the cigar box with the cigars for now, unless somebody, knowing what these do, is anybody likely to find who would be best to give them to? Aside from me or Nivara, who are both ranged units that also technically cast. Nivara would be the best to cast.
I mean, how intimidating it is if the guy who usually goes into a mindless blood fury suddenly lights a cigar and everything explodes. Now, I can't do that while I'm raging because it constitutes activating a magic item. Mm-hmm. But, a discussion for another time, maybe.
Yep, we'll figure it out later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just keep them in Draho's pocket for now.
One final thing that you guys do see in the room, above a shorter bookcase over on the right side, there's a pyramid-shaped kind of stylized map showing levels that list annotations of the fortress that you're in. A small placard is listed below it.
You are here.
Effectively. What languages does everyone speak?
Common, Dwarven, end of list.
Okay.
1 sec, let me get to that page.
That's pretty impressive for a barbarian.
Common, Elvish, Infernal, Abyssal, Draconic.
Okay.
Only thing I add to that is Sylvan.
Okay.
I'm covered with what everybody else has got.
All right. So those that can read Dwarven,
Woohoo!
the plaque reads Stonebeard's Summit. The first level at the top is listed Hall of the King. Second is Emissary's Respite. Third is Admittance, which does have the little "You are here" notation to it. Below that, fourth is Guilds and Residences. Fifth is Lair of the Dour Worm. Sixth is The Last Stand. Seventh is Granaries. Eighth is Foundry. And ninth is Teftal Mines.
Okay, so I will point and go floor by floor with that. At some point, I'll actually write this down. Me, not Ark.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll toss that to you guys in Discord right now.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, I assume that we want to head for Lair of the Dour Worm.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, Last Stand sounds like we might find out who's telling the truth.
Spoiler alert, it's the dwarves.
So, yeah, I say we take a short rest and then head for the Lair of the Dour Worm.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. As you camp out in here, let me just double check and see whether or not a short rest is going to do it for Kibbs.
Use his things to his hit die.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and burn one.
How's the Wraith?
I should be good. My abilities, do they come back on long or short rests that I used? My action surge, and my second wind.
Your second wind. Let's refer to the book.
Yeah, because I know my arcane shots would come back, but I never used any.
I think that I think one of those is rest dependent, but is like limited to how many you can do per encounter. Let's see here.
Okay, so Kibbles will come back. Kai, the white that hit you, that requires a long rest for that to come back.
Second wind.
Alas, I am aware.
Mm-hmm.
Second wind is short rest.
So they both come back.
Okay.
It's just that what it is that with your action surges, you have to get to higher levels to use more than one before you have to rest.
Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it had something to do with rest. That's why.
I'm down one rage for the day, but I've still got 3 in the chamber, so I think I'm good. And my ship comes back, so yay.
Good with that then. Because I knew one of them I thought was only every long rest, but I guess it was wrong.
Right. And you didn't use any of your special shots, right?
No, but they would come back too.
Okay. And I'm back up to full health. Yay.
So as far as being a fighter goes, if you just burn everything, then short rest after combat.
I mean, that is pretty much one of the better things to do with fighter is just burn, you just Nova as much as you can.
Oh, and functionally, the DMG points out that an adventuring day should have 2 to 3 short rests and a long rest.
Right.
I know. I'm just saying, like.
There's that word again. Should.
Also, that word DM. I think a good DM would let me have my ladder, my grappling hooks.
I let you have them all. You just didn't take them with you.
I mean, we took them with us, put halfway. Ish.
Honestly, I was looking forward to seeing how you guys were going to try and get a good chunk of that equipment across the rope bridge.
Strap it to my back. I can carry all the things.
Alrighty. So, post your rest, everybody got their hit dice spent and everything back, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, did that carved stone squid? Was that magical?
For what it'll do me.
It was not magical, no.
Okay, it's just creepy.
Yep. You guys taking that?
Well, yeah, if we can carry it, sure.
Oh yeah, it's only about 5 pounds.
Yep, we'll throw it in the bags.
Me in front as always.
All right.
Tell me what does or doesn't happen. I'll be right back.
So Ark would end up needing to lift those metal bars, which he won't have any trouble doing. This set of doors open up into another carved stone hallway. At every 10-foot interval is a statue of an armored man or woman of various races. Each has a regal bearing, and several of the closest statues are known to you, and one feels somewhat familiar. That familiar statue is of a tall, lanky human. Its appearance looks to be that of a robed wizard wearing a breastplate of stylized armor, sporting ornamental heraldry of Ravens Bluff.
Okay, so that's obviously Sage, our friendly innkeeper.
It looks very much like Eno. The other two that look very familiar. The second statue in is the male elf that looks eerily like a carved stone version of the ghost that you met back at the cabin. And then several others look to be the spitting image of those that were drawn in Nivara's book.
Okay. That's interesting. Very interesting.
How are we doing with that demonic possession? Is that still going on?
It is. Doesn't seem to feel any tighter or looser, but it's there.
Cool story.
Overall, there are essentially 6 sets of 2 statues in a row.
Gotcha.
There's Eno, a male dwarf, a female halfling, a male and female half-elf, a male and female human. The human female looks to be the one that's related to Nivara. Male dragonborn, female Goliath, female human, female tabaxi, and a male kinku.
Wow, that was an eclectic party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm going to try and obviously remember their faces, and if they have names below them, their names.
No inscriptions listed, no.
Okay, well, I'm at least going to try and remember their faces should we encounter them in other locations.
Okay.
I heard genders and races being mentioned. Did we find some petrified people?
It's basically all of the innkeeper, Eno, Sage. It's his entire former party.
Okay, and
stonework.
So they're petrified.
No. It's just statues of him because he's amongst them.
Oh, okay.
Just letting us know who set this place up. Oh, and one of them looked like the ghost that we saw on our way up here.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah, that's impressive, but let's keep going.
Did we set 2 of his friends to rest?
Maybe.
So how do you guys want to proceed?
Cautiously.
Okay. So as you're slowly making your way through that hallway, go ahead and make me investigation checks.
I'm not good at this, but this may be the one exception.
Investigation.
14.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
I might see a thing.
Just gonna investigate. Cool.
All right. So with the 22, Draho, you notice a slightly raised stone that gives you pause, and you're able to stop the rest of the group before anyone steps on it.
Yeah, back up, give me space. What is this?
You figure that it's probably some sort of trap. It's literally a small flagstone that's raised slightly higher than the rest of the entirety of the floor in this hall.
All right. Do we see anything that looks like whatever it's setting off? Like holes in the wall, blades hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
Very
so-
obvious blade up in the air with a rope leading down to the plate.
If we saw the stone before we saw the blade, it's not that obvious.
With no light in here and everything in kind of grayscale, you're not making anything out that it could be connected to.
Well, being as dark as it is in here, it'd be pointless to leave a mark, but I'm going to leave a mark.
Okay.
I have super dark vision, so I can see in color.
Okay. You're able to see that the entire hallway looks like kind of a setup of Swiss cheese along both sides of the hall.
Okay. So there be holes in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the whole hallway.
The whole hallway.
So I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume there's more of these, pointing to the.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely say from this point forward, shuffle your feet gingerly without lifting them off the ground. And if you feel a bump, stop. It's raised just enough off the floor that you'd feel it if you're pushing your foot.
How low is the lowest set of holes? Or is it just top to bottom?
Basically, ankle to about a foot from the top.
Okay, yeah, so there's no going under this. Got it.
Yeah, so Draho's going to very confidently, being as he is the leader, lean down, sort of crawl on hands and knees ahead of everyone and just rub his hand across the floor going. And if he feels any more of those raised stones in front of him, he's going to warn everyone and keep going.
I can think of at least two better options than you to go first. The person who can see normally in these conditions, and the person who has specialized training in finding traps and disabling them. Also the person who is the lightest.
Yeah, but Draho's arrogant, and he is very confident that he can do this.
While you're doing this, I will at all times stay at least 10 feet behind you.
Alrighty. Draho, go ahead and make me 3 more investigation checks.
It's a good thing you have high intelligence.
12. Not
Okay.
bad.
All right.
6.
So on your second one,
Inspiration.
okay.
Oh yeah, I need to uncheck mine. I used it.
Woo, 10. That good enough?
Yep,
Easy.
that'll be fine.
Okay.
All right.
Last
check.
one. Woo!
All right.
20.
So you're able to point out where all 3 of the various different flagstones are, and they're in slightly different spots, hall-wise, width-wise. Do you mark them all off?
Yes, I mark each one.
Okay.
Is it the click mark on or off that I used my inspiration?
If it's checked, it means you have it.
Okay, so uncheck it.
Correct.
Okay, wanted to make sure I had that marked right. All right, so I do
right.
that confidently.
So let's see. Continuing down this corridor ends up leading you into a crossways intersection. To your left, the hall slopes gradually upward about 50 feet. And even from your vantage point, you at the intersection, you can see that the tunnel is collapsed about 50 feet down. Giant rocks, hard-packed dirt that have just kind of accumulated there over the years since it initially fell. To the right, you can see a path of rough-hewn stone sloping downwards. And to your direct front, the hall continues to slope down as well, but those stones remain carved perfectly as you've seen throughout your initial walkthrough of here so far.
Okay, so there's a collapsed tunnel, a rough tunnel, and a properly carved tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rough tunnel, I would imagine, was not carved by the dwarves.
Seems likely.
So I would say, if we're going down based off their layout, we should probably go down the way that's carved.
That makes sense. Unless
But
that's a
we're
trap.
here to find something that was left here by the original owners.
Although, to be fair, if we go down the rough path, it's probably less likely there's traps.
The real question is who's going to bravely scout one of those paths?
I believe you just volunteered.
So I guess Kibble goes one way, I go the other way. I'm really one of the more stealthy ones. Oh, wait, no. Didn't I, Isn't our friendly guy... Yeah. Yes, technically we could all be stealthy, because I think I gave my elven cloak to Kaizan for the time being.
So no one has disadvantage.
Okay, but I think... Yeah, I'll go. I've got good deck, so I should be able to do it. So I'm going to send Kibble down the rough path, and I'm going to take the smoother path.
Okay.
Because I'm not going into the dirty area if I don't have to.
All right.
And to be fair, Kibble probably feels a little at home in the rough curves.
He does.
That's racist.
So
Am I wrong?
your path slopes down and leans to kind of an ending set of large bronze doors that are closed and sealed in heavy bands of adamantine. Set in the middle of the door is kind of a circular outlined slit.
Okay, so knowing that, I'm going to head back to the others and report that there's an adamantine door down that way and see what Kibble found.
Okay.
Well, it was copper reinforced with adamantium, right?
No, it was adamantine reinforced, wasn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
So just double check. Yep, large bronze doors that are sealed in heavy bands of adamantine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was closer to being right. Well, they definitely didn't want that door opening.
So we'll wait and see what Kibble found the other way.
So after a little bit, he comes back. He's kind of huffing. Evidently, it was a longer run. And says, "There's a stone door there that has 3 symbols inscribed on it. Some wavy lines that are stacked on top of each other, and below that there's a downward pointing triangle, and below that there's kind of like a teardrop."
Yes.
I want to go look at that so we can find out what those symbols might be.
Okay.
Can I do a history to see if I can identify them based off that description?
I was just about to ask if History Arcana would let me determine that.
Not so much history, but arcana, yes.
Okay, Arcana then. I will give myself guidance.
Might be easier if you're looking at them, but sure.
$14.
So
9.
you would know that the alchemical symbol for water is that downward facing triangle.
All right.
I got a 9. What do I know?
Unfortunately, it just is kind of escaping you.
Probably just dwarven graffiti.
All right, let's
we
go.
can go look. I might know it if it's dwarven.
I'm intrigued enough to go take a look.
Okay.
Yep. That one seems like a better choice than the adamantine locked door.
Kibble, you didn't see anything else on your way down there, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it seems safe enough to go down there.
You think that would be the first thing he'd report? By the way, there's quite a lot of giant monsters down that way. Heads up.
So, taking the right tunnel, you make your way down a twisting pathway that's obviously less patiently carved and more hewn from the mountain stone. The path leads you to that stone door, and inscribed on the door are 3 symbols. The first is 4 wavy lines stacked on top of each other. Below that shows that downward pointing equilateral triangle. And then finally, the outline of a teardrop. A heavy stone handle is affixed to the door.
So I'm guessing air, then we got water, then the teardrop.
That's the thing. If the one's water, what's the teardrop then? You know what?
That maybe be.
Can I, now that I'm physically looking at it, can I re-roll Arcana?
Sure.
Since I'm no longer working on a description.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 16.
16. Yep. So you likewise would know that downward facing triangle is the alchemical symbol for water.
And I don't gain any more knowledge?
Nope, not with a 16.
All right, let me try one more time now that I can see it.
Okay.
With guidance.
Yeah.
All right. So hold on. That's going to be an 11.
Nothing new.
Fuck it. Dark One's own luck. No. Okay.
Nope, same knowledge.
Should have paid more attention in alchemy class. Okay, well, next order of business. Insight.
Stop
we figure
listening
out
as
what
soon
it
as they
means?
told you that they really didn't turn lead into gold.
You kidding me? I come from one of the most
Philosopher's
ridiculous
Stone,
families of Myth
it's
Manor.
people.
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to figure it out. So let's see. If the downward triangle is water, the teardrop must be the pain and suffering of those who failed this test.
It could be that you actually have to like sacrifice blood to it.
Yeah, it could be blood,
It only
or
resembles a teardrop.
you need somebody to cry.
Draho, come here.
What? Why?
And I
Purple?
just
Purple Nurple.
then I just like pull out I pull on like 3 of his hairs at once.
That's not gonna make him cry. That's just gonna make him
Have you ever
annoyed.
had 3 strands of your hair pulled?
Yeah, but Draho doesn't cry in front
Far
of people.
too many times.
Everyone look away.
We'll refrain from commenting on the hair pulling.
So, I guess, yeah, we'll assume water. If we'll go with your suggestion of blood, though, Draho thinks that's stupid.
Well, the only way we're going to find out is if we go inside.
Only way he thinks it's stupid is because
Okay.
he didn't think of it first.
Okay. I'm thinking somewhat of Fifth Element rules here.
So somebody blow on the one, somebody bleed on the other, and somebody piss on the third.
Let's
But Corbin, there's no fire.
That's why there's no fire
come
listed.
on, man. Let's just take a little bit of water and just splash it at the water symbol and see if something happens.
It
That
gets
works.
wet.
I learned that does not work.
Okay. Well, we don't really have
I
anything
don't
else
know.
we
I
can do
knew a
with
girl
this
like
door.
that once.
We can't really do anything else without knowing what these symbols mean. So, can we go anywhere else? Can we get past the door?
I guess we need to go back to door number 1 then.
Yeah, unless we can actually get through the door and we've just been
No,
putzing around.
we
with
haven't
unlocked
tried to
door.
open it. We literally just looked at the symbols.
That's what I just said. Unless we just putzed with the door and then walked away instead
I
of
mean,
trying to open
you
it.
want me to try to break this down because we can't determine the meaning of it. So
There's a handle. It never said it was locked. No need
you know,
to
I
break
got
it
so
down.
focused on the alchemy stuff.
Yeah, we all did. That's why I just realized. I'm like, well, we haven't even tried opening the door. We just
This is why
assumed we
do
have to
things as a
unlock
group.
it.
This is why we do things as a group.
So yeah, let's try. Draho will try to open the door
All right.
normally.
The door opens with little resistance. As the chamber as the chamber opens to you, a small rivulet of water begins pooling at your feet.
To be fair, this is very on brand for us.
Beyond the door, you can see a room entirely filled with water, somehow magically set to where the water halts at the door's archway. The water seems to swirl slowly. Shimmering globe lights inside highlight a single item in the middle of the room. About 50 feet away from you is a mirror with a stone frame. From here you can't see a reflection, and the details of the frame are unreadable as the lights flicker and dance, cascading shadows and light in every direction around the mirror.
I am not comfortable with this room. I would like to go somewhere else, please.
Here's the thing, though. What's in this room, and how do you get it safely?
Clearly, air, water, and tear and sadness. Just
Sadness is the secret. You gotta be real depressed to get through it. You know what? Because, I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? We need to figure out what's in this
There's
room.
a potentially magical mirror that's being held underwater behind a door that says air, water, crying. I can think of a lot of scenarios that can go very bad here.
Can I poke the water gently, not piercing the water, just tap it to see if it jiggles or burns my flesh because it's a slime?
Sure. You put your finger in towards it. Your finger gets a little wet.
Push through.
You're
Do I
able
pop
to.
the bubble?
Yeah. Nope. Doesn't pop the bubble. Your hand just goes in.
Okay. I am going to... who's the best swimmer?
Probably me, but no.
It's not that time of the month for your bath.
How about
I paid good money
let
for
you...
my last bath.
If you go... How about this, Art? If you go through, you will not owe me a copper until we're back in town for any time you ask Kibble to do something. Free Kibble service. Till we're back in town.
Draho, let me make this abundantly clear. I will gladly hand you all of my copper if it means something down there doesn't steal my soul.
I'll go for all of your copper.
Look, if you want me to go down there, you're going to have to force me to go down there, and we both know that's not happening.
Okay, I'm just going to go for it, because apparently nobody else seems to be a strong swimmer in this group. And Draho, coming from a prestigious family, learned to swim at a very young age of 80.
Okay.
Kibble, you probably don't want to watch whatever happens.
So you step into the water?
I will step into the
Okay.
water.
Actually, before you do that, since I do have rope in my adventuring kit, I am going to suggest we tether you just in case.
Good idea. Tether me up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to have Kibble do the tethering, because he's good with knots and stuff.
Okay. Kibble likewise adds his own rope since it's about 50 feet just to get into where the mirror is at.
Okay. And I'll be the main puller, and everyone else can be the backup.
Okay.
And I'll stand near the edge of the water and let it feed.
Okay, I'm going to ensure you know what this is. When I go in there, if I turn around and panically start swimming back, pull. If I tug on the rope once, pull. If I do anything other than casually swim, pull. If I grab onto
I love how you
something,
felt it was necessary to make me that paranoid. Like I'm not there already.
this isn't your paranoia. This is Draho's paranoia.
Yeah.
Also-
in my case, it's situational awareness.
Also, I'm going to
Right.
hold you by the shoulders and really intently look you in the eye and say, do not fall asleep.
It's the middle of the day.
That apparently doesn't matter with you people. And
It
then I'm
was
going to jump in
nighttime
the
when
water.
we got to- I thought you were educated. Just get in the water. Or I can't hear you.
So as you jump into the water, it's much like a swimmer jumping into a pool. There's a slight splash, comes out, hits everyone else. Swimming in there
Oh,
seems...
if that's the case, I should have cannonballed.
Swimming in there seems fairly simplistic. The water isn't swirling very fast, doesn't seem to be providing much resistance beyond normal water. Upon moving closer to the mirror, the stone shapes in the mirror depict a variety of water life, dolphins, fish, crabs, and the like. However, there's an odd, wavy chunk of the mirror that seems to be missing in the upper right-hand corner. You can see your reflection in the mirror. There doesn't seem to be anything odd about that.
Okay, so I'm not noticing
Crowds
anything.
thinking about how handsome he is.
Yeah, so I'm not noticing anything weird about the mirror. Not noticing. What was the other? Sorry, I'm.
Yep. So
Run that by me again, so I make sure I understand what you're saying.
Sure. So the mirror frame is shaped in stone, depicts a variety of water life, dolphins, fish, crabs, etc.
Okay.
There is, however, an odd wavy chunk in the upper right-hand corner of the mirror that seems to be missing.
Okay, can I look around for any other chunks of mirror that might be missing?
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Excellent. I need to train myself in investigation.
Speaking do Constitution checks.
Woo! Natural 20, baby.
Oh, there we go.
That's a 24.
The room is filled with just that mirror and the water.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn around, have a real panicked look on my face, start tugging on the rope and swimming really fast.
And they pull you out.
All right, I pop out and I go, that was a test. Good job.
Insight.
No, that's exactly what it was. It was all a test to make sure you would actually pull me in.
Whatever.
That was 100%.
I love how the control in that test was you drown.
Or I just continue swimming and hopefully get there before I drown. Yes.
So you're saying you would just keep swimming? Just keep swimming? That's what you do?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to let everyone know, okay, the mirror seems to be missing a piece of it. There's nothing else in there. I think we got to find it, bring it back, and attach it. That's my guess.
Describe the piece of the mirror.
Upper corner, chunk of the frame.
Okay, so did it look like angular?
I mean, it looked like, yeah, sure.
You said, okay.
It was wavy, but
Was it maybe shaped like that octopus?
That's a good question.
Or squid or whatever we had?
Was it shaped like the squid?
Basic rough shape, just like that, yes.
Oh, well, I'm going to say, well, why didn't you tell me that before I went in? Leaving the information out until the last minute. So grabbing the squid, I'm going to get a running start and cannonball into it.
All right. Sploosh! The water comes out covering everyone.
I did a brain critical.
And I'm going to swim back and place the octopus where it looks like it fits.
Yep, it fits snugly in. Once the stone squid is placed in that spot, the various stone creatures aside from the squid seem to come to life, swimming circularly around the mirror at first in quick succession, and then swimming circularly in front of the mirror, tracing an outline of the stone frame. Slowly the mirror shifts and turns into a glowing yellow portal.
Now I'm going to turn around, panically tug on the rope and start swimming back.
Yeah, I've been pulling you back since the stone creatures came to life. Just so you know.
So yeah, I'm going to get back out of the water and go, I opened a portal.
I helped.
Can I Arcana it from here?
Sure.
With guidance, of course.
Well, that's a crit.
Not that I need it, but...
All right, DC 25, very nice. So, with that, you do not feel that it's tied to any sort of negative or evil plane. Specifically, it's tied to more of a holy, good-aligned area.
Oh, finally not a trap.
Okay, so the question is, do we want to
use sense? That could be a lie.
So I assume we should all go in there. You guys want to take the chance?
I mean
it's a wholly good aligned area, so.
How about we stick with the tether plan?
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, I mean, now that I know it's safe in the water, I'm gonna remove the rope from me and give it back to you guys so you can coil it up and put it where it belongs.
That is the exact opposite of what I just suggested.
And then I'm gonna swim through the mirror.
Okay.
Kibble slides in behind Ark.
I mean, he untethered, so it's.
Yeah.
So, are you the only one going through the mirror?
I will go as well.
Well,
Okay.
if Vara goes, I have to go.
You see Kibble take several steps back.
I look at the little dude, and then I look down at myself in my mighty full plate armor. I'm like, I'm feeling this even less than you are, but we can't let our friends go alone.
Oh, I don't like getting wet.
I agree.
Just chuck him in. You're bigger than him.
Come on, let's go. We've got work to do.
Okay. Fine. I don't like it though. And he makes the tiniest little splash. All right. So, as the five of you enter through the portal, it brings you into a new room. Bare in almost all ways, save for the dust of centuries left undisturbed, and a small but intricate-looking wooden chest inlaid with silver and gold. And, of course, the shimmering yellow portal behind you. The chest has a sign sitting in front of it. Those that can read Dwarven understand that it says, "Weapons are for warriors, gold is for kings, and keys are for the willing."
Only one of us speaks Dwarven, I think.
I will recite it out loud.
Slowly. Okay, so if that's all it gives us, I mean, assumably if we go forward with weapons, we fight. Go forward with gold, we get treated like kings, and go forward with...
I think the point is that we have to be pure of intent in order to even open this.
Well, then Draho's perfectly fine to open it.
I mean, we already passed the test of the statues, so...
Past is a strong word.
Did they attack us?
Fair enough.
To be fair, we had more trouble with the bridge itself than we did with them.
So I guess I don't know what that could mean. Pull out a gold coin and see if it'll accept that as a bribe.
There doesn't seem to be a slot for it to go.
I thought it wouldn't be.
This
Did
machine
you
is broken.
did you check if it was unlocked?
Is it unlocked?
Are you opening it?
Yes.
All right. It swings open.
Why am I
Inside the
stupid?
chest, there are 3 items. An odd-looking mace, a single gold piece, and a iron ring that has 6 extended key-like bits grafted upon it.
Oh, I get it. The riddle for was inside the building.
Can you describe the mace?
Yep. So it has a standard haft, but it looks bone white. The head is a flanged style kind of head of a mace with additional spikes like you'd see kind of on a morning star. So exceptionally sharp.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the coin and say, well, of all of us here, I'm the closest to kingly status.
Hang
Pull
on,
out my scroll of pedigree.
Draho. Remember,
Did the universe just give us a mace of sharpness?
remember that we're not supposed to be greedy here.
But it said gold is for kings. I'm the closest thing you have to a king.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not. Close to is not is. I feel that maybe we want the keys. As much as I'm down for breaking my way into things.
The key may in fact have an obvious use in the adamantine door that you saw earlier. The other things, if we need them, we can come back and get later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Can I arcana the contents of the chest?
Certainly.
Or we could just keep we could keep Kibble down here for half an hour as he identifies it all.
14.
With that, you'll notice that the mace is the only thing that actually has some form of magicalness to it. It does have light inscribing runes upon it. They seem to be necrotic in nature, but not necessarily meant to harm the wielder.
Okay.
Feel like that. So the thing said, weapons are for warriors, gold is for kings, and keys are for the worthy, right?
For the willing.
The willing. So I think we're fine if we take everything but the gold.
I would take the keys first and see if that does anything.
Yeah.
All right, Navarra will grab the keys.
All right, you lift them up, nothing happens.
All right. Somebody that's a warrior want to take the
I'll take the mace.
All right, you lift the mace, nothing happens.
Excellent. I say we walk away and not tempt our luck.
I was going to say, because we might have to do a very, very terrible swim if you do that.
Yeah. But God, is it so tempting.
That's the point.
But it wasn't magical, right?
Nope, just a gold coin.
It's
Yeah.
just-
There's a gold coin in the chest. I can
Yeah.
solve this. I
But-
produce a platinum piece. I hand it to Lord Draho. I am paying you to leave the chest alone.
Yes, there was no magic to the coin. Now there
Okay.
was magic to the perfectly mundane reservoir trigger that was beneath it.
Okay, yeah. I'll leave it alone for a platinum.
It sounded like you were going to leave it alone for free, but
Well, that was before an offer was made.
you're like, it's like, I won't say no.
But I'm also not stupid enough to try and negotiate for a better price.
Okay,
All
Take
right,
the win.
so shall we head back?
yeah, let's get out of here before
Yeah.
we try to identify this. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Before we spend the next 6 hours staring at a door that's open, trying to figure out what it means.
Okay. So the four of you exit, and you're back in the water room.
All right, swim back to the exit.
sorry,
Four.
did you say 4?
4.
Where's Kibble?
You should have paid Kibble the platinum.
I'm gonna go back for
God
kibble.
damn it.
As you start swimming back towards it, you feel the rush of water heading into the portal. And the portal seems to be shrinking.
Let me guess, Kibble's about ready to oh, that greedy little Kibble son of a you bribed me, you didn't bribe him.
I'm going to tie a length of rope to one of my axes and throw it through the portal.
Okay.
Why would I bribe the kobold? He seems to be the one not bitching about money all the time.
Because he steals every time he finds money, he takes his cut.
Would have been good to know earlier.
I'm holding on to the rope to see if I feel a tug.
All right. Within the first round, you don't feel anything. The second round, however, there is a tug, and the portal is about halfway closed.
All right, I start pulling quickly, but not so jarring that he might slip off.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Okay.
I will assist him in this endeavor.
I'm assuming that gives me advantage then.
Yep.
Okay. Skills. Athletics. 22.
Okay. And percentile die. Good, bad, me, you. High, low.
I would like to consult my legal counsel on this, Stephen.
Here's the thing. These aren't Yee's dice.
Just guess.
So they don't play by the rules of always low.
You're
so
still
go
bitter?
high because this dice roll system seems to hate us.
He's letting you make the choice, so if we only get half a kibble, it's your fault.
Yeah, so I say we go high.
Going high?
Unless
We're gonna
he
go high.
looks like high is what he wants us to do, in which case we'll go low.
Today I'm overcomplicating the plan. We're gonna go with
Okay,
high.
go high.
Going with high.
All right, roll to 17. So,
Bam.
as the portal gets so close to thin, you see his hand come out, and then he retracts it back in real quick. The portal shuts, cutting the rope and your hand axe off inside.
That's fine. I have 2 more. Does the squid pop out of the frame again?
It does. The room is empty of water at this point, aside from a dusting below.
I'm putting it back in the frame.
All right. It clicks into place, but nothing seems to happen.
No!
We just lost Kibble.
Rip kibble.
Oh,
Can I Arcana to see if I can reproduce
I pull
whatever
out
is
my
going
water
on?
skin and start pouring it over the mirror.
Can you Arcana to what?
Can I Arcana to see if I can turn it back on?
Go ahead. Give it a shot.
I want to try that too, because I can't leave my little buddy behind.
With guidance, of course, because I can't
You
roll
should
for
just
shit.
guide me. You should just guide me.
Alrighty. With the 17, you feel that the water skin is helping, but the entire thing would need to be submerged.
We need more water. Can someone make water?
I can make, I think, a cubic foot, but that ain't gonna do shit for us. I got prestidigitation.
When you say the whole thing needs to be submerged, do you mean
mirror.
just the mirror?
The mirror and its frame specifically.
Could we put it in a bucket?
The mirror is about 6 foot tall and
Okay.
2 to 3 feet wide.
He's
But
gonna
only
drown in
in
there.
about 6 inches deep.
Derek,
Wait, you said the water here is 6 inches deep?
No, the mirror itself.
Oh,
You
okay.
said the room was magically keeping the water from going any higher.
What's that?
You said the room was magically keeping the water from going any higher
No.
when we first came in?
It was originally, yes, but all of that water has rushed into the mirror.
so we need
And
more water. I take my, greaves off and I start dumping the water out of my armor into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I start wringing it out of my clothes, just something.
I'm gonna look around. Can I spot any kind of device that may trigger a waterfall?
Give me an investigation check.
I will assist.
So I get advantage?
That's right.
Actually, since I'm not proficient, do I have to roll for that?
So 16 plus 4.
So 20.
20.
Yes, so in a far upper right corner, about 30 feet up, you see this kind of depression in one of the stones that looks like it could fit a small slotted metal prong.
I pull up the keys and someone get up there. Get up there.
I have the keys. I will cast fly and go up there.
Okay. As you get up there, that hole is about yay big, so maybe an inch or two. The keys are about yay big, so about 3 to 4 inches.
I'm gonna throw a gold coin and say, put that in there. Pay a gold, take a gold. It's like the.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
Okay, I will try the gold thing.
All right, the gold coin does go in, and the room slowly begins to refill with water.
Okay, and then I tried the squid again.
Okay. Once it's submerged, it reopens that portal for you.
I go in through the portal. I'm
Okay.
not even reaching through.
Yeah.
As you go in, you find that the box is still in there. It is open. Kibble has vanished.
Kibble's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Look around real good. Don't just half-ass this.
Well, I mean, we know how to keep the portal open now, so I come back up. He's not there. And when I go in there, is the room dry?
It is.
Okay, everything's reset, but he's not there.
Oh, that's no good. Well,
Hang on. I dived back in,
Mhm.
and I put a gold coin in the chest,
Okay.
like where the other one was.
Sure. You put that coin in.
Nothing.
Nope.
I put the mace back.
Okay.
I swim back up. Give me the
keep
keys.
the mace with you.
I will go put the keys back.
All right. All 3 items are back in the chest. No change.
All right, hopefully he teleported somehow. Clearly there's magic going on that nobody knows about. Yeah, he and I are going to have a talk about what he can and cannot steal.
That's if you get to have that talk.
Well, there's nothing more we can really do here. I mean, swimming around the cavern after it's refilled with water, do we see anything other than the coin slot?
Nope.
Okay, I mean, we can't do much more here. Let's keep going. Hopefully he's somewhere later in the dungeon.
The water had to go somewhere.
I mean, it is an extra plane. So
It is a divine plane, so maybe it doesn't kill people that aren't, mean.
Any chance of determining which plane it is?
Not
So what
from
you're saying
the
is-
capacity within this room or the other.
Kibble's final resting place is in the ephemeral pool filter of some other plane.
Somehow it seems appropriate.
I just, before we actually leave this room and move on, I want to just try to find some kind of clue as to what might have happened to him.
Okay. It's essentially the same way that you initially came into the room. Potentially he was teleported out. Potentially it's a different room, just with all of the items missing until you put them back in.
Okay, well, putting them back in the chest didn't do anything, so
Take him again.
let's move on and hope we find it.
Okay, taking all three.
Might as well. What do you have to lose?
Leave the coin.
Yeah, well, I'm taking the keys because we're probably going to need them later.
Okay.
And the mace. And we'll leave the coin.
All right.
So this room has taken 2 gold and a kibble from us.
Yeah, make sure
Which,
to
to be fair, taking a
adjust that
kibble from
off
us. To be fair, taking a kibble from us is taking about 200 gold.
I would probably suggest that a kibble was a deposit.
Make sure to adjust those gold coins on your inventory sheet.
Yeah. I'll sacrifice the gold.
I'm the one who put it there.
Okay, well, I'll just lose my 1 then that I gave you to put up top.
All right, so then I say we go back outside the water room and dry off.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so down now.
Taking a short rest then?
Yeah, might as well see if we can make a fire and dry out.
Okay.
Also, hopefully he pops through the portal. You never know.
So, anything that you're doing during the short rest besides warming up?
Let's consult the book again for all the good that's going to do us.
Yeah, nothing new.
I'm just gonna spend my time actively checking on this this whole trap and trying to figure out what exactly the whole setup is, whether it could possibly go to another dimension, etc. Because I don't need a rest for anything.
I know I don't have this as an actual feature yet, but I am going to try to connect with my bear spirit.
Okay.
Just out of desperation.
Would it be insight or arcana to figure out if I can spend some time swimming around in there, going in and out of the portal as necessary, just figure out what exactly is happening.
And once we finish our rest, before we move on, we're taking that squid with us.
All right.
I am
So-
not risking that getting taken by something.
And I'll use the whole hour. I don't need a rest, so I'll use the whole hour doing that instead of resting.
Okay. So, Bear Totem first. You get into kind of a meditative state. You find yourself sitting in a forest, and that great bear spirit, basically ephemeral, glowing in silver, comes walking up to you. And then it kind of plops on its haunches.
I may have failed to protect a friend today.
And it cocks its head sideways.
I don't know.
Speak with animal or something.
It
It's not an actual animal.
Can't hurt.
Do you know if my friend Kibble is alive?
nods its head up and down.
Is he relatively safe?
It kind of looks up at the sky, looks back down at you, and then nods kind of half-heartedly.
I think safe is a relevant term. A relative term. Okay. Please just make sure I have the strength to find him.
It nuzzles towards your words. The little skull, the silver skull you have.
You got a silver skull?
Yeah, it's my my heirloom item.
No. You can use it.
It only protects me.
Sounds like your bear spirit says otherwise.
You don't know this is happening. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna hold it up, and see what the bear spirit does.
Okay. It kind of pushes it at you.
Okay, I grip onto it and focus at it.
Okay. As you do, you watch your hand as your kind of closed fist around it turn even more hairy and grow bear-like claws.
Oh. Okay. I nod, bow to it, and then come out of the connection.
All right. So that'll bring you back at about the end of the short rest.
All right, guys, let's get up and move.
What do I need to Arcana or Insight or what to determine what I need to do for fixing up this?
What are you trying to fix specifically?
Not fix, but I'm trying to figure out the inner workings of this trap to determine, one, if it goes to multiple dimensions, if that's an option, or two, if there's some way inside the other room, there's somewhere that the door opens. Like, is there something else in there?
So how do you go about that?
Searching walls like we did to find the coin slot, see if there's something in the room with the chest, like that.
Doesn't seem to be anything in the room with the chest. Completely bare aside from the dust, the chest, and the singular gold coin.
Now, dumb question, does the room look like it was previously submerged in water?
Does not.
But the other room where the water drained out of looked wet after we drained it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a strong feeling this has multiple chambers, so...
To be fair, we went down and there were several floors up and down, so...
I'm going to go back out in a last-ditch effort. I'm going to take our coin out of the one with the water with the room and the mirror. Okay. I'm going to take our coin out.
In the water room?
Yes.
The slot.
Okay, so in the slot, it seems to have fallen into a deposit space.
Okay. Does anyone have a wire coat hanger and some gum?
What is a coat hanger? Also, what's gum?
You know what? New change of plan. The portal's open, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'll sacrifice another gold coin. If I put another gold coin in that slot, does the portal change in what it does?
It does not, but the water drains from the room gradually, but not into the portal.
Okay, then I'm going to go... The portal closes after it rings, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else here. There's no other tricks that could get us in there.
Okay, leave it. Take the squid.
Yep, I'll take the squid with us.
And then if I figure out the book has nothing further, am I able to contact Levistus?
Sure. What do you say?
I know that he's got agents all over the place. Maybe he's heard of how this thing works.
Okay.
How many deals do you want to make with Levistus, man?
I mean,
I'm gonna break the deal anyway. So
I'm not planning to be honest with him, so...
To be fair, I'm pretty sure that archdevils account for betrayal. So
Yeah, we're just going full John Constantine here.
So, Navarra.
Why is Navarra laying in the corner with her wrist slit?
What do you give for this information?
I don't know. I'm already getting you out of your prison, so.
Ah, but that's a different deal.
What do you
When
want?
Navarra's doing this communication, is it purely telepathic, or do we hear her speaking out loud?
That's up to Navarra.
Purely telepathic.
Okay.
There's little more than being freed that I need, and we already have a deal for that.
I mean, I can go make another deal with is the other one that's trying to bind me.
You could, but he's not powerful enough to deal with me.
I'm just
I
going
think that's up to hell's lawyers.
So you're just not going to help here?
What do you offer?
I have no idea what he actually wants, so apart from being let out.
An offer to an archdevil can be anything you want it to be.
It's also how they learn what you think is valuable.
I mean, give him a vested interest in a future business.
Okay, I will bequeath my shares of Draho's businesses.
No!
Realize Draho has to die first, right?
You are
Yeah,
not
no,
giving.
that's
You are
accepted.
not giving your inheritance to him.
You can't hear this.
You don't know anything about this, Draho.
Son of a! If I lose all my hard-earned investments to a devil, I'm going into hell to demand a refund.
Remember, it's her shares, which means you have to die first.
Yeah,
You've
and once
already
I
lost
die-
your investment at that point.
When I die and I find out that a devil
I
now
love
owns all
the
my
fact
stuff, who's going to hell? This guy.
that we don't think that Levistus won't send somebody to straight up murder Lord Draho if he gets profitable at this point.
I mean, he's an archdevil. He can just wait for the long decay of time.
So,
I am an elf, though, so that's a long wait.
Hearing that, a paper unfurls in front of Navarra.
Like
A
physically
quill
manifests.
physically manifests. A quill pops out of nowhere and kind of pricks you on the finger, drawing a slight amount of blood, and then falls into your hand.
Divine sense.
You definitely feel fiendish energy.
I'm gonna sigh and
I am going to bounce the little girl's head off of a brick.
sign it.
Where did you find a brick in this tunnel?
All right.
I'm going to make
so-
one by pounding her head against the concrete.
It's
until
his
she stops.
anti-demon brick. He carries it everywhere.
Since it's potentially a contested action, go ahead and both of you roll initiative. We'll see who
I
gets there
love,
first.
I love how we're basically. This is basically a fight over her future stock portfolio.
Draho will kill. Just saying,
All right.
if Draho dies and he finds out a devil
Navarro's
owns
up
his
on the
stuff,
initiative first. You're able to get that signature in before Kaizen comes over and bounces your head against the wall.
Honestly, that just puts more blood on the contract.
And as your head is ringing in pain from said contact, you hear, "Your friend is on his way back to you. Congratulations."
Also, after you hit my friend with a brick, I go to shove you away from her.
I'm gonna just lay on the floor, holding my head.
You've got to teach them not to deal with demons. This is the way you do it.
My athletics check was a 25 to push you.
I will relent. You can push me. Won't stop you.
And I'm standing between you and her with my maul in hand.
Okay. Next time, you bounce her head against the wall.
How about we don't bounce anybody's head against the wall? That really hurt.
That, yes.
What did you learn?
And about this point,
I learned that
Kibble
Kibble's
comes
coming
walking
back.
in.
Now,
He's
Pedro,
not wearing anything. He has a single gold piece in his hand, and he looks very, very cold and wet.
wait, where is your armor and weapons?
I don't know. When I got teleported, it all went away, and I was down the mountain. It was so cold. And you can see him just kind of shuddering.
I pull him next to the fire. I use my cloak to help dry him off.
Okay. He puts that gold piece in your pocket.
Who, in mine or in his?
In Ark's. I don't
Take
think
your
I
blood
want this
money.
anymore.
Did you learn a lesson?
Uh-huh.
That's right. Now,
As he tries to put that particular gold piece in my pouch, I grab it, and I put it in a separate place.
Okay.
I want to know where the specific gold coin is.
Pedro, does Draho's innate cheapness and fear of his investments kick in after that deal was signed? Do I get a sudden dread that perhaps I need to rework my will?
No, from your vantage point, you wouldn't have been able to see the contractual writing.
Oh, I'm sure I wouldn't have.
So nothing to really go on as far as that's concerned.
My attorney says it's tingling.
So, if I know something was signed, I'm definitely going to say, what was that?
What did it cost us?
Nothing for the time being.
Considering I'm third in the inheritance line, it may have cost me a fair amount.
Actually, no. Inheritance goes, it's mine. It goes to Nivara, then it goes to Ark.
Okay, so second in line. So might have cost me some stuff, but I'm just happy to have my friend back.
I need to know what that deal was, because if you sold away one of our souls to a demon, I'd like to know.
Do you really think I would sell your soul after my father sold my soul out from under me?
No, but you definitely gave him something, and nothing seems to be missing from you body part-wise.
Yeah.
Well, I don't intend to follow through, so the whole point of this adventure is to get out of this deal.
I love how you're playing like eldritch litigation chicken. Like,
oh man. Oh, I'm telling you, if Draho dies, side arc story is going to be Draho fighting through the pits of hell for his investments.
that would make a wonderful one shot.
He will meet
Levistus for it.
He will meet Levistus
an entire city
face
that's
to
nothing
face.
But Aranese lawyers.
He will meet Levistus face to face. If I have to, I'll go through Celestial Court.
Anyway,
hire a lawyer.
So, what do you guys want to do?
We know that if Draho does go to the Hells, he is going to recruit lackeys to get him through that. That'll be our characters. So, all right. I'm just making sure that Kibble is dry. And I'm waiting for him to tell me that he's ready to move on. But do we have a way to clothe him?
Yeah, I should have spare clothes because he is my servant, so I'd always keep a change of clothes.
And do we have any backup weapons for him?
Yeah, in the cart.
I have a light crossbow and a couple of daggers that I'm not using.
And we did have a sword, but somebody smashed it.
It was a long sword. He can't do a sneak attack with it, and it's strength-based.
He can't wield it anyway, probably.
No, actually, rogues can wield long swords.
I just meant because he's tiny.
Well, no, it's not heavy. So it just, it's a little different, but he can do it.
Well, we need him to be actually able to harm stuff, and a non-magical weapon ain't going to do that. Does anyone have a spare magic weapon on him?
I don't. Wait, hang on a second.
If not, I do have. Could he use my rapier by any chance? Could he wield it? It's not a very big weapon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to hand him my magic rapier
Okay.
and say, I expect this back.
I would say he
Okay.
could wield the mace if we need him to. But the
Nah,
rapier's a better idea.
yeah, because I don't see myself getting into melee anytime soon.
Okay, so once we do that, I look at Kibble and I'm like, next time you get the temptation to touch something, run it by us first. Run it by us. Okay.
Well, at least we learned something out of this. It only cost us 2 magic weapons and a fancy suit of armor.
Now we're gonna have to find a whole other space fighter. we can't go into the fighting pits without our distinguished
Spider Kobold.
Yeah, he's our mascot.
Okay, so
Doesn't
now
work.
that everything is officially screwed.
All right. With that, one final thing, Kibble goes ahead and identifies that mace for you. It's now in the parcel section.
Okay, what is it? A Lickshard mace.
Mm-hmm.
What's that do?
Go ahead and click on the little red icon on the right.
Plus with face.
X has a +1 mace and also deals.
And go ahead and read it out loud for everybody watching.
Oh,
This flanged mace was crafted using a shard from a phylactery stone of a long-defeated lich. It acts as a +1 mace that also deals 1d of 8 necrotic damage on a successful hit. A soft wailing cry of anger can be heard within 30 feet each time the mace is swung in attack. I will hold on to that.
I was kind of hoping. Yeah, man, it's not a dex weapon, so it'd be useless to take it as my
But
backup for the rapier.
If I have to turtle up, that is a magic one-handed weapon.
No, I'm saying I was hoping maybe I could take it as, but I realized it's a strength base, so it'd be useless to me to replace my rapier till we get my rapier back.
Yeah, so this actually gives me more options for if I have to protect you guys.
Unless our paladin doesn't use them, does he? He prefers the polearm.
Generally speaking, yeah.
It's a
Okay, then I guess you're the only one that would use it.
It's a simple
I
weapon.
do carry a shield, but I'm not in a hurry for it.
Yeah, I was just thinking of who it could go to that would help, because it wouldn't do me or Kibble any good because we're dex-based fighters. Metagaming, obviously.
I'm also the one to put it on the chest, so I kind of feel I'm responsible for anything that happens as a result of that choice.
Okay, then you keep it.
Yep.
I'll just be without a melee weapon for a while. It's fine. I don't need them.
Again, you can have a dagger if you really want something.
I mean, I feel like I should be fine with my bow. I'm not good with. I'm not built for melee, anyways.
To be fair, some of your best work has happened when you scream like a little girl and then stab someone.
Yeah, and that's me using a weapon I've been familiar with for the last.
He screams like a child.
Oh yeah, you haven't been there when something just. That's how we got Squib's armor, not Squib, Kibble's armor in the first place. By the way, Kibble up to this point has been wearing the carcass of a face spider as armor.
It was modified by a very skilled smith that I used to own an interest in, but when I die, apparently Levistus does. Metagame.
You still own it.
Yeah, until I die.
So you made this poor creature run around in the carapace of a dead animal.
He helped us kill it.
No, we used the chitinous shell of the face spider and crafted it onto some leather armor so that it would look intimidating.
Ah, okay. That makes much more sense.
Okay. DM, how do I move that from the party sheet to my inventory?
Make sure you have both open. Grab the little red dot, swing it over to your inventory, and let go.
Boop.
Twar. Oh, I see the red dot. Woohoo!
Oh.
I did it.
Okay,
I'm adequate.
so with that having been done,
It is 10
Let's-
o'clock
yeah. Damn,
Eastern time.
you mean adult time.
Do we want to call it there?
If you guys want to head to the other door, see what that has in store for us.
do we want to find out how the next room is going to kill us?
Do.
Yeah, let's get to the next
Adventure.
room.
Adventure.
Let's end on a cliffhanger.
All right. So, you get back to that bronze door with the heavy adamantine bands on it and the circular slit in the middle of the middle band.
Okay. The bands, do they seem like actually attached, or are they just kind of there, like the wooden beams were in the one room?
They're physically attached to the door, like they're reinforcing it, much like the adamantine on your wagon.
All right, everyone stand back. This might take a while. So I pull out the ball bearer. Actually, do they have locks or lock holes that might go with the key things?
No lock hole, but in the middle band there is a small circular slit, about yay big.
About an inch, would you say?
About 3 or 4.
About the size of the keys that I'm holding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and approach the door, keeping Ark in between myself and Kai.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to open the door.
All right.
No offense, Ark, but I want to make sure he stabs you in the back.
So you place that key set into that slot and give it a little turn, and you hear the as it clicks through, and the doors kind of part in the middle. Inside, you can see a small stone pedestal with a stone cube resting on it. The cube has an elegant filigree etched into it. Dwarven skeletons litter this room. One sitting in an ancient stone throne turns its head as you enter the chamber. Who disturbs the dead? We are tired. So very tired.
Well, no one
Move on and leave us and ours to our sleep.
We're just we're passing through.
Yeah, I say we move on and leave them to their sleep.
The sage guy said we should come and check things out. Nothing to see here.
Its head and eyes seem to just kind of follow you. You do see doors across the way as well, much like the ones that you have just passed through. Also has that circular key slit.
I guess we'll go to the next one and open it up.
All right. It opens much the same. Continuing through, doing anything with that stone cube.
Stone
Considering
cube that
the
the
last-
Liches told us to leave him alone with?
Correct.
No. We were told to move along.
Yeah, considering the last time we grabbed something that we weren't supposed to,
To be fair, that's not a we.
I
What?
I had to give away most of Draho's businesses.
Are you saying this out loud?
No.
No.
No, because Draho would definitely become a murderer. I'll kill a small girl for my businesses.
You'd have to go through me, and I think we both know how that's ending.
And
With
then
me
I get to
eating popcorn?
jump. Then I get to jumpstart my adventure to regain my contracts.
And then we'd have our first one shot. By the way, does the stone cube, does it happen to resemble? Let me make sure that I'm holding this up to the camera right. Does it look like that at all?
Similar, yes.
No. We're
I feel as though it has such sights to show us.
no. No, we are ignoring anything that looks like that.
All right, so you continue through the far doors?
Its
Yes.
act was once the jewel of Odin's treasure room.
All right. So as you continue down that corridor, you once again find yourselves at a T intersection. A sign hangs along the far wall with words and arrows pointing to the left and right. Ark
I'm
can
guessing
read.
they're in Dwarven.
It is.
What?
The pointing left arrow reads armory. Excuse me, armory. The pointing right arrow reads guilds and residences.
Let's head by the armory. We might be able to find something Kibble can use better.
That was my thought as well.
Okay. So, following the path to the armory is a long trek of a winding corridor that slowly opens from 10 foot wide to 15 foot wide to 20 foot wide to 25 foot wide. At which point you start seeing empty wooden armor display racks. As you continue moving further down the path, the display racks start having pieces of armor, heavy tarnished bronze dwarven pieces. At first, only a few pieces, then more and more as you continue. And in the end, you end up seeing full sets of bronze dwarven chain, plate, shields, with accompanying hammers, swords, and other instruments of war.
Well,
Nice.
if there's any still in relative tact, which knowing dwarfs there very well could be, I think everyone's got their pick of the litter here.
Effectively, you can find at least one of any type of standard weapon, though it is bronzed.
Okay, well, let's have Kibble go pick himself out some new weapons and give me back my rapier.
He does. He picks up a couple short swords.
Bronzed with an ED or bronze as in made of bronze?
Made of bronze.
Okay, so these are probably going to break down a little fast.
And ask him if he can get a bow while he's at it. Kibble would probably need a bow, some arrows.
He doesn't find one of those, so melee-style weapons.
Gotcha.
I'm sure I can find a hand axe around or two around here somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
There's no arrows bronze tipped.
Nope. Nothing ranged.
If you need him to have something ranged, he can have my crossbow because I'm tired of carrying it around.
That should work then. Yeah.
I literally will never use it.
And
It
as
is
you're
weird.
searching
It
around
is
at this
weird,
point, go
though.
ahead and give me
Warlock gets
perception
that.
checks.
Perception.
Like I always thought it was weird. Warlock gets a crossbow starting because I'm
10.
like, who's got to use it?
Say again?
10.
Okay.
Investigation,
Perception.
perception. Ooh. Threw that violently.
14.
Okay.
16.
Okay. And Kai with a 10. So the 16 hits the DC. You start to notice that there's excrement, old dried excrement, and small bones between some of the armor racks.
Can we identify what those are?
The bones or the excrement?
The
Both.
Well, the excrement is definitely poop.
I figured.
The bones seem to be of small animals.
Ark hangs out in the woods a lot.
I look at the ceiling.
It is relatively empty, dusty, cobwebby.
Ark, what kind of animal were these bones?
Probably like rats, small rodents.
Thought you hung out in the woods and
Do a
ate
nature
stuff.
check
Go for it.
or survival, maybe.
Either will do. Whichever's
Okay.
better for you.
Not my best day. 9.
9. Yeah, you'd still be able to figure, having spent so much time in the woods. Rats, small lizards, things along those lines.
Okay. I'm assuming the floor in here is a bit dusty.
Mhm.
Do I see tracks of any kind other than the ones we made?
You do.
What do those tracks look like?
Large, pawish, sort of padded things with some 3, some 4 fingers. There's a goodly chunk of them going back and forth up and down this hall.
Do they seem to be in sets of 4 or 6?
Can
Can I tell that?
There's so many, it'd be rough to tell.
And do those prints seem to have been thoroughly dusted back over, or are they relatively fresh?
Some a little of both.
We might not be alone in here.
Yeah, I get that impression.
Based off of the shape of the paws, can I maybe tell what kind of animal family it belongs to?
Go ahead and give me either nature or survival again.
10.
Definitely something medium-sized as far as D&D vernacular goes.
But I can't say like canine versus cat versus lizard.
It seems to be an odd cross combination between, say, dog and lizard.
Well, the basilisk may have come from here, but it might be something else.
Okay,
it
so
also might be a few things.
So if anyone else needs to pick up a weapon while we're in here, I'd suggest they do so.
Now we come to basically a room that just ends.
No, this hallway is still going.
Oh, also, was there by any chance any sets of armor that Kibble would feel comfortable using here?
He wouldn't be able to put them on and wear them. The thickness of this bronze dwarven armor is just too encumbering for him.
It's meant for people who put on armor to go out and get a carton of milk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just they put them on like hoodies, basically.
Well, just a dumb question, is this dwarven bronze armor of a better quality than steel armor?
No, just thicker.
Okay. Well, we don't really have the capacity to haul all this stuff back to the carts right now, so I'll keep this room in mind on our way back.
Okay.
That seems like something that would be exotic back in our home base. And exotic means expensive.
And I'm guessing some of these tracks go toward the way the hallway keeps going.
That's correct.
All right. Well, whatever ate these and decided to redeposit them went that way. So,
you want to go after it or go the other way?
I would rather not start any fights that are unnecessary.
I agree.
So let's just take what we have and maybe go back toward the dormitories.
Sounds good.
What is further that way?
Do we remember from the ye old mall guide?
It simply listed armory.
I think it's just more armory. You know, dwarves do tend to really, really prepare for battle.
Well, maybe there's some better stuff further down in the armory. Does it seem like the armory's going to be all the same stuff going along?
As you've been going, it seems to be progressively getting better and better. So, like, the furthest away from the end of the armory was just wooden racks. And then you'd see kind of garbage-looking helms, better-looking helms, helms with chain shirts, helms with breastplates.
If you want to keep going, just know that
It seems like there's a theme here.
Yeah,
Every time there's something cool and expensive, it costs us. If we leave stuff alone, it doesn't make for the ouchy times.
But I really do need to re-equip my kobold with proper equipment, and if they might have some magical items down at the end, they might even have something that helps us in this dungeon.
We can explore if we do this cautiously.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with cautious, just I really want to see what's at the end of the armory now.
All right, so continuing
Preserving I told you so rights.
Yep. Duly noted, Gary.
If I have to make another deal, I swear to God.
Just give them more of my shit.
I swear.
That seems to be your MO, give away Draho stuff.
I thought you were...
I swear to Levistus.
Please tell me you didn't do that out loud.
You should.
All right.
So, you continue on, and eventually the hall finally opens up into a 30-foot span, and then beyond that there's a larger 50 by 50 room. In the back of the room there are gray shapes huddled in the corners. It's hard to tell if they're one creature or many stacked upon each other.
Can you see those?
Along the far wall is another stone throne. On it sits a wasted corpse of something that's human-sized. Nivara can. They definitely look like there's 4 basilisks back there and some kind of undead with red eyes.
Everyone's slowly back out of the room.
Yeah, let's back out of the room.
Undead? Red eyes?
If we're going to do this, we need to have a plan first.
Yeah, that's what I was I wasn't thinking of running. There's probably something useful in there. I just wanted to know what we should do when we go in there.
I'm not saying no to fighting. I'm saying no to just rushing in.
Well, we
That's-
have
that's-
that cigar of fireball. That could be a start for those stupid.
Yeah,
Not a bad plan.
that is actually a very good plan. I like that.
I can do fireball just naturally, so if we want to save the magical item,
That would be useful too.
And you could always
Plus, smoking's bad for your health.
Or just two of them. I like two of them.
I say we start with one and see what happens.
Okay, here's the thing. We need after that, if there's any alive, what do we do?
Kill them.
Okay, how about this?
Okay, yeah, that is the end result, yes, but we need how do we get to that point?
How's the room laid out? Is it like perfectly squared? Is there multiple entrances? Is there
By the way,
anything
we're
we could
doing
tuck
this like
behind?
at least 30 feet away from the entrance to this room.
Good plan.
Yeah, and we're whispering too. So yeah, just if we know what the room looked like, I could better set up where we should cower.
Room
And I assume
incoming.
the other guys were back near the throne, the basilisks.
Correct. They are in the upper right and upper left corners, with
Two
the undead thing kind of at the top at the throne. And Nivara is able to see the odd glyph in the middle.
Oh boy, glyphs. Something I didn't need to see more of. Shoot, is that Death Knight again?
Well, if it is, then we're kind of honor bound to fuck his shit up again.
True.
It's basically our MO.
Okay, so here's the thing. Actually, would the fireball be large enough to hit all of the basilisks?
Yeah, would the fireball hit the basilisks plus the other guy?
Not if they're on the extremes, no. Which at the moment they look to be.
Okay, you know what? Here's my idea. We open up with just regular ranged attacks. Once they start to close in, then we hit them with the fireball. I'll be the bait if it comes to that.
That seems like a good idea. I could also entangle that undead starting, so
here's another thing too.
Limit his movement.
Navarra, did you tell us about the glyph?
Sure, I will tell you about the glyph.
I would rather not do this to them while they're on the glyph, so if we can draw them into the hallway a bit, let's hit them there.
So stay outside the room a little. I mean, I can start off by hitting that undead with a vine attack, and the others will charge us down the hall.
Fair enough. And then as they're coming up, just start to pelt them until they're into the hallway and clustered up enough that a fireball hits all of them.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Because I don't know what spilling blood on the glyph might do, and I don't want to find out.
Sounds like a good plan.
So once we got them into the hallway where they have a harder time trying to surround us, me and Kaizan will do our frontline thing, and